Now at 5, the growing concern about timber theft in Missouri, plus the struggles of animal control as the Joplin Humane Society is filled to capacity, and
Vice President Kamala Harris courts Republicans while former President Donald Trump makes a pitch to Latino voters. I'm Natalie Brand with the latest from the campaign trail 20 days from Election Day.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
the Missouri Department of Conservation expresses a growing concern about timber theft. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. The thefts specifically relate to black walnut trees. The tree is harvested illegally from either someone's property or a public area and then sold to a lumber yard or sawmill. The department says not only is this illegal, it can also be heartbreaking for property owners.
You got to think about what you're taking. Trees are special to people for a lot of reasons. And the walnut tree could be special because they like to pick walnuts, maybe because it's a property barrier, or just maybe because it's an old, mature tree that has a lot of meaning to this family. So when somebody cuts down that tree and takes it off, that tree is gone.
Missouri Walnut, a local American-owned lumberyard in Neosho, says they fully cooperate with local and federal law enforcement to help make sure that any person who might be suspected of timber theft can be identified. The Joplin Humane Society is currently not able to accept dogs as it's over capacity. City of Joplin says if someone sees a stray dog, they can call the Joplin Health Department and Animal Control.
Let us know. There's a possibility that we may know where that dog lives. If the animal has a collar on it, if they could contact the owner of that animal.
The city also encourages people who are looking for a pet to adopt. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy now for a first look at the weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a nice one for us today. Of course, we had our first freeze across the region during the morning hours, but a nice afternoon. 64 is where we stand in Joplin, 62 in Pittsburgh, Stockton 63, 61 in Anderson, Veneta 65, Chanute is sitting at 65 degrees. So if you are getting out this evening, yeah, it's going to be chilly. At least we don't have the wind to really contend with like we did yesterday. We'll slide back from 60s, 50s, 40s, upper 30s once again for us later on tonight. But we do have pretty much clear skies, and I don't think we'll really have to worry about frost issues across the region. In fact, as our temperatures dip through the night, most of us are going to be kind of 38 to about 41 degrees in a warming trend over the next few days. We're going to look at that here in a bit.
We'll catch you in a few. Both Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump are trying to erode support away from competitors in groups where they're trailing. Harris is going after reluctant Republicans, while Trump is wooing Hispanic voters and women. Reporter Natalie Brand has more details now from the campaign trail.
Vice President Kamala Harris returns to battleground Pennsylvania and one of the most critical swing counties in the country, where she's making a play for moderate Republicans.
Trump may be running as a Republican, but the truth is he does not share those long-held Republican values of supporting democracy, of standing for the rule of law, and of faithfulness to the Constitution.
Her campaign says former GOP lawmaker Adam Kinzinger was one of more than 100 Republicans joining her at this Bucks County event outside Philadelphia, as well as Republicans who previously worked for her opponent.
I think we all recognize the courage that you are each showing to speak out so publicly and to put, as we are saying, because we truly believe in country over party.
Former President Donald Trump is courting Latino voters in Florida, taking part in a Univision town hall. Tuesday in Georgia, he joined a Fox News town hall centered on women voters.
I'm the father of IVF, so I want to hear this question.
An audience member asked whether abortion restrictions will impact a woman's ability to get fertility treatments such as IVF.
The Democrats tried to attack us on it, and we're out there on IVF even more than them. So we're totally in favor of it.
You should take responsibility for the fact that 1 in 3 women in America lives in a Trump abortion ban state.
The latest CBS News polling shows Harris leading Trump among women voters nationally by nearly 10 points. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Trump still trails Harris with Hispanic voters, but polls show her lead over him with that constituency is much closer than the percentage of votes Joe Biden received in 2020. Still ahead, re-examining your health care plan.
It's time to take a look at your current health plan. I'm CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger with money-saving tips during open enrollment.
But first, researchers examine an ancient therapy that might help breast cancer patients. That's next in Health Watch.
It's Christy.
Topping today's Health Watch, cases of children accidentally ingesting medications or illegal substances and having seizures are rising drastically. A study presented at the European Emergency Medicine Congress found that between 2009 and 2023, the number of children having seizures due to accidental ingestion doubled in the U.S. The substances children are most commonly eating accidentally include allergy medications, opioids, and antidepressants. Now, the Pittsburgh Police Department will host a site for the National Prescription Drug Take Back Day. That event, which takes place October 26th, is from 10 until 2. It's a way to help people easily get rid of old, unneeded, unwanted, or expired medications that can be dangerous to kids and others. The Pitt PD will only collect solid forms of prescription medications, no needles or injectors. Anyone interested can go to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com, for more information. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We know treatments like chemotherapy and radiation are critical for patients fighting the disease. Well, now new research is looking at how one mind-body therapy could help. Reporter Jared Hill has more.
And then just take some nice deep breaths.
Annette Marsach is trying an alternative therapy that could help in her healing from breast cancer. She was diagnosed last year and had a mastectomy and other surgeries.
It was kind of scary because you didn't know how far it was, what's going to happen.
She's having a Reiki session at Montefiore Einstein Comprehensive Cancer Center, part of new research studying whether the form of energy healing can impact the well-being and recovery of women before and after surgery for breast cancer.
In terms of mind-body things, whether it's, massage or Reiki or acupuncture or meditation or yoga, we know that all these things can be very, very helpful to the immune system to be strong so that as patients are going through treatments, they really can do better.
Dr. Sheldon Feldman is leading the study, and Annette is among more than 30 breast cancer patients being enrolled. Patients receive either medical Reiki or sham or simulated Reiki. Annette was in the sham group and is now receiving an authentic session, which is why we're not revealing the Reiki master's identity to not compromise the ongoing study.
I felt, in certain places some warmth and the energy kind of moving and warming up. And oftentimes that happens during a session as the energy is moving and clearing and rebalancing.
Relax.
At the end of the session, Annette describes how she's feeling.
Yeah.
Like you took something away.
Yeah, lifted something.
She says she's feeling calm and at peace as she prepares for another surgery in December. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Researchers expect that study to be complete in another year or so. A rise in pollution is sending more people to the ER. A study out of Italy found a 10 to 15% rise in patients in emergency rooms on days when air pollution was high. Trauma, breathing difficulties, and skin conditions were the most common ailments. The negative health effects impacted children and the elderly the most. And allergy experts say there is no evidence that nut allergens spread through an airplane's ventilation systems. A review published in Archives of Disease in Childhood challenges the belief that flying is risky for people with food allergies. The study found aircraft ventilation systems circulate air well enough that typically only people who have physical contact with allergens are at risk. And that is a look at today's health news. A little later, our pet vet on call.
Hi, I'm Dr. Eva Dudek from Parsons Pet Hospital. Coming up, we got a fun fact about polar bears.
Plus, we have a warming trend the next few days. I'll have those details coming up. Well, of course, we had our first freeze this morning. Most of us 28 to about 30 degrees for overnight low. So we are rolling into, of course, deeper into the fall season. One thing that would be nice is some rain. We haven't had any rain for quite some time. Today's, what, the 15th, 16th of October? We're going to go with the 16th, Dow says. We haven't had a drop of rain this month. For the year, we're at 26.68. So we're over 11 inches behind where we should be for this time of the year. At least it looks nice outside. The trees are starting to turn colors. Nice shot of our Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, of course, just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Nothing going on here. We look fantastic. Temperatures right now sitting at 64 in Carthage, 61 in Anderson, 65 in Veneta, much of the same in Chanute. Let's go outside. Here's 7th. Here's Rangeline. Sitting at 64, we have a light easterly wind at about 5 to 10. If you're going to be out this evening, 60s, 50s, 40s, upper 30s tonight, but not as cold as what we have seen over the past couple nights. Now, yesterday was windy, today's been fine, but the winds will start to pick back up tomorrow out of the south. So we'll have gusts 15 to 20, upwards to 25. But this is going to help our temperatures warm back up, and it stays breezy again as we go into Friday afternoon. So the next couple days, kind of breezy across the region. Clear skies, no storm systems to talk about as of right now. Hopefully, we'll have some in the future. We still have big dome of high pressure, which is in charge right on top of us, and high pressure will stay dominant as we go through the next couple days. Kind of shifts slowly toward the east, and it will hold this storm system up a little bit. It's what we call a cutoff low. Jet stream up here, it gets shot down here, so it really has nothing to push it toward us, and that area of high pressure doesn't help. So it just kind of slowly meanders its way off toward the east. So we're all looking at Sunday. Once we get into Monday, it finally ejects out, giving us some chances for rain, which we greatly need. So let's look at Sunday's going to be dry, but you can see the rain increasing to the west. As we get into Monday, look at the rain starts to advance in. Showers Monday night into Tuesday morning, which is something we greatly need. Now, until that time, we stay dry. Look at our lows tonight: 36 Stockton, 36 Miami, 41 Neosho, Parsons, down to about 38. We go into lower 60s by noon, warmer tomorrow. Most of us will top out right around 70 degrees. Tomorrow night, not as cool. We'll drop back into low to mid 40s. And then once we go into Friday, looking pretty good as we shoot into lower 70s for highs, about 73 or 74 degrees. 42 in the morning, 62 by noon, high temp of 70 degrees. Let's jump into Friday night high school football. This is going to be fantastic. Hoodie weather, kickoff, game sitting at 63 down into the mid 50s by the time we get into the end of the game. 70 on your Thursday, 74 on Friday, mid to upper 70s over the weekend. Some rain chances Monday, some rain chances next Thursday, where it's just nice to see a few drops on the 10-day.
Yeah, we certainly need more than a few, but we'll take what we can get.
Yes, we will.
The Friday night football weather.
Yeah, looks great.
Ideal. Thanks, Doug. Just ahead, a shortage of funding for disaster assistance loans. Topping today's Consumer Watch, the Small Business Administration says it's run out of money for its disaster assistance loans program. That'll likely delay aid to Americans recovering from Hurricanes Helene and Milton. So far, the agency has made around $48 million in loan offers related to Helene relief. The SBA is urging people to continue putting in applications in hopes Congress will replenish funding when lawmakers return to Washington next month. The Department of Transportation has brought its biggest civil rights fine ever against German airline Lufthansa. In 2022, the airline blocked 128 Jewish passengers from boarding a connecting flight from Frankfurt to Budapest due to the bad behavior of a few travelers on the first leg from New York. DOT says the airline treated all of the passengers as one group, even though many of them didn't even know each other. Lufthansa apologized for the incident and has since instituted a training program to address anti-Semitism and discrimination. Millions of Americans get health care coverage through their employer, and millions more are covered by federal programs, including Medicare. Well, this is the time of year to take a look at those coverage plans to see if any changes are needed. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger has some advice for open enrollment.
It's open enrollment season, and small changes to your plan could save money. Start by creating a list of your doctors and prescriptions and determine whether they are still covered under your current plan. If your company offers it, investigate a high deductible health plan, which, in exchange for that higher deductible, offers lower premiums. To save for the larger deductible, the plan is paired with a triple tax advantage health savings account, meaning that the money that you contribute into the account goes in pre-tax. The earnings grow without taxes, and when you pull the money out, there's no tax due. If you leave your job, you can take your HSA with you and even use it decades in the future. If you're 65 or older, Medicare open enrollment is also underway through December 7th, and there are big changes for next year. The most important one impacts those who have Part D. That's the prescription drug plan. In 2025, out-of-pocket costs for medications will be capped at $2,000. But be aware, there could be increases in other parts of coverage, like copayments and deductibles. Additionally, there will be fewer choices for standalone drug plans. Go to Medicare.gov to see whether your prescriptions are included in a plan and how much they're likely to cost. In New York, I'm CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
And grocery store chain Aldi says its 2024 Thanksgiving basket is at its lowest price since before the pandemic at $47. The full meal serves up to 10 people with holiday fixtures such as a butterball turkey, cranberry sauce, and stuffing mix. Our Pet Vet on Call, up next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, the Harris campaign tries a new outreach to conservatives. Then on KOAM News at 6, we're going to talk with the Republican and Democratic candidates for the 2nd District Congressional seat of Kansas. We're going to ask about their level of confidence in election integrity. Plus, more on the growing concerns over timber theft in Missouri and what can be done about it. And the Miami High School softball team heads to state. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. These colder overnight temperatures are a bit of a shock for many of us until we become accustomed to the change. But of course, animals all around the globe have developed to live in all sorts of climates and environments. For today's Pet Vet on Call, Dr. Eva Dudek brings us a fun fact about polar bears.
Most animals with white fur have light skin or pink skin, but the polar bear has black skin. So their white fur is a camouflage for where they live, and underneath they have black skin. And we all know that black attracts and holds heat a lot more than the lighter colors. So that is what is thought that keeps them warm in the wintertime up in the icy, snow-covered home that they live in.
You know, we invite questions from anyone. If you have a question, you just send it to petvet@koamtv.com. Dr. Eva Dudek from the Parsons Pet Hospital answers a different question or brings us a fun fact every Wednesday right here on KOAM News at 5. You can also find answers to previous questions on our website. All right, let's check out our picks of the litter for the week. From the Joplin Humane Society, we've chosen a 3 to 5-year-old adult female shepherd. It's a mix named Bella. The society says she has a sweet and mellow personality. And they say she mixes well with other dogs. She's indifferent toward cats. And from the Southeast Kansas Humane Society, we have Cody, a large adult male black and red mixed breed. The society says he's about 1.5 years old, likes to run, knows how to sit, is house trained, and is very loving and calm. Look at that, both of them smiling big for the camera for us. If you're looking for a pet, why not check out your local Humane Society? There's no doubt they have a great one near you because they always have great ones near you. The weather looking pretty nice, Doug.
Yeah, it's still going to be chilly tonight. We're going to dip back into the upper 30s for overnight lows, but staying above that frost freeze mark. 70 on Thursday, 74 on Friday. The winds are going to pick up a bit as we go into the next couple days, but in return, kind of helping us warm up and a nice little stretch of weather next few days.
Looking forward to that. Thanks for joining us. CBS Evening News is next. Of course, we're going to be right back here at 6. We'll see you then. Let's make it a great evening.